We begin with a new chapter. Three main states of a matter. Either we call states or forms or phases of matter. Same thing. Three main forms or phases of matter are solid, liquid and gaseous state. Correct? Let us compare these three phases from different comparison aspects. First aspect I am taking look, average intermolecular distance. Average intermolecular distance. You know, in a solid state, molecules are very much congested, very much. So intermolecular distance in solid state is minimum. Fine. In comparison with solid, now in liquid, intermolecular distance is bit greater. And here it is maximum. Here it is maximum. So come on, intermolecular distance, here it is minimum, here moderate and here maximum. Minimum, moderate, maximum. Okay. Then we go for second aspect. Come on, type of motion. Constituent particles of a solid body, they perform vibrational motion. They perform. Okay. Constituent particles of liquid, they perform vibrational motion also, translational motion also, and rotational motion also. Come on, vibrational, translational, and rotational. And all the three types of motion are performed by constituent particles of gaseous state also. Here, amount of translational motion is more. Amount of translational motion is more in case of gaseous state. Simple. Volume of a given solid body is fixed. Volume of a given liquid is also fixed, but volume of gas does not remain fixed. It would depend on the pressure exerted on that gas. On the given quantity of gas, if you exert more pressure, volume will be less. If you exert less pressure, volume will be more. So volume of a gas is a function of pressure. As pressure will change, volume will change. So volume is not fixed. For gaseous state, volume is not fixed. Then we go for shape. Shape of a solid body is fixed. Shape of a liquid. Will depend on shape of container. As you go on taking different containers to accommodate same liquid, depending upon the shape of container, the shape of liquid also will change. Gaseous state does not have shape. Okay. Then what about if temperature is increased? In all the three states, as temperature is increased, intermolecular distance increases. Right? At a particular temperature, which is called melting point, what happens here? Solid gas transform into liquid. Correct? Then here, at a point which is called temperature of vaporization, liquid will get transformed into gaseous state. With liquid will get transformed into, sometimes we call that temperature as critical temperature also. Okay, we'll study about it later on. And here in gaseous state, if you increase the temperature, then intermolecular distance will increase further. Okay. What do you mean by microscopic quantities and microscopic description? Microscopic quantities and microscopic description. What are the constitutional blocks, constitutional elements of a gas? What is that which makes up the gas? Molecules. Molecules make the gas. Gas is made up of molecules. So you can say they are the tiniest building blocks. Of gas. They are molecules. So when you talk about anything very much in detail, that is called microscopic level. You start with molecules. Correct? Each molecule has got some mass. Correct? Then during the, at room temperature, what happens? The molecules of gas, they absorb heat energy from the surrounding, and after absorption of that energy, what does each molecule of air do? It simply performs random motion, in all the directions with equal probability, Fine. There is a mass of molecule. During the motion, it has got velocity also. Mass is there, velocity is there. So mass into velocity will give you momentum. So each molecule has got some momentum. And do you know half mv square is the formula of kinetic energy? So when mass is there, velocity is there, it has to have some kinetic energy also. Correct? So molecules of gas, they have, look here, velocity, momentum, then such quantities are called, look here, microscopic quantities. Say, and because of the phenomena taking place at microscopic level in a system, what happens ultimately? We have formation of one quantity which is called macroscopic quantity, microscopic quantities are responsible for having macroscopic quantities, say pressure. I'm showing you how. You can just consider some container in which some gas is contained. Okay? What do molecules of that gas do? They perform random motion. Correct? So during the motion, what do they have? Momentum. What do they have? Momentum. When molecules of a gas will collide with the walls of the container, they will impart their momentum to the walls. They will impart their momentum. So the walls will now receive some momentum. Will receive now some momentum. And you know Newton's second law of motion, F equals to dp by dt. F equals to dt is there in the denominator. Take it 1 second. Take it. So momentum gained by the wall in 1 second is nothing but force exerted on the wall. Is nothing but force exerted. And if you are finding force exerted on the wall on a unit area perpendicularly, then such a force is called pressure. Such a force is called pressure. Pressure is what? Force exerted perpendicularly on unit area. It is called pressure. It is called pressure. So ultimately there is some pressure on the wall. There is some pressure on the wall. So how did you get pressure? When you started with momentum. You started with momentum. Momentum comes afterwards, after velocity. So when you start with velocity, momentum, kinetic energy, ultimately you reach to pressure. So pressure is called, come on, macroscopic quantity. Pressure is called macroscopic quantity. Pressure is called macroscopic quantity. One single cell in our body. One single cell in our body. You may compare it with microscopic quantity. You may compare it with microscopic. And from single cell, now we have our own body with us. That whole body is nothing but macroscopic quantity. Whole body is nothing but macroscopic quantity. When you start with a single cell, ultimately you have some structure which is called macroscopic. Okay? Whenever you describe the properties of gas using microscopic quantities, the description is called, come on, and whenever you describe properties of gas using macroscopic quantities, the description is called simple. We now go for what is called thermodynamics. Actually, you have to study about thermodynamics in the second semester, but let me introduce just now. What do you mean by thermodynamics? Out of many forms of energy, heat is a form of energy which is a natural source. We receive heat, plenty of heat, constantly from sun, that too since billions of years, and that too without any cost. Right? So heat is usually available, natural source of energy without any cost. So you know, physicists are tempted to convert that freely available energy into some other useful form of energy. For example, say mechanical energy. Once you can get the mechanical energy, then using devices like electric dynamo, you may convert it into electrical energy. And electrical energy nowadays, it is consumed maximum, almost 99% all over the world. Any appliance is prepared by any company, it is based upon the consumption of electrical power. So electrical energy is used everywhere by maximum amount. So people want maximum electrical energy. So physicists try to convert heat energy first into mechanical, and then mechanical energy they try to convert into electrical energy. But for that you need to have some devices, some engines, some experimental setup for that. This is everything thought and done in one branch of physics, which is called thermodynamics. It is called a branch of physics in which we deal with conversion of heat energy into mechanical energy is called thermodynamics. It is called thermodynamics. And any part of the whole universe which you take into consideration for the study thermodynamic point of view, that part is known as thermodynamic system. That part is known as thermodynamic system. And remaining part of the universe with which our system does interaction, that part is known as its a surrounding. It's a surrounding. Any part of the universe considered for the thermodynamic study point of view is called thermodynamic system, and the remaining part of the universe with which our system interacts is called its a surrounding. It's a surrounding. Okay. When you consider any gaseous system, we just make its a thermodynamic study, and at that time we require quantities like pressure, volume, temperature, internal energy, etc. These all quantities decide the thermodynamic state of a system. That's why we call them thermodynamic state variables. Thermodynamic state variables. Whenever the thermodynamic state variables remain constant with time, thermodynamic system is said to be in a typical thermodynamic equilibrium state. Typical thermodynamic equilibrium. And when one or more than one thermodynamic variables keep on changing with time, then we say thermodynamic system undergoes some reaction whereby it goes from one state to another state, from second to third, third to fourth, and so on. Right? So if all these thermodynamic state variables do not change with time, thermodynamic system is said to be in the equilibrium state. Then in the thermodynamic system is said to be in the equilibrium state. And if one or more than thermodynamic state variables are keeping on changing with time, we say thermodynamic system is undergoing some process. Fine. Then we go for laws of gas. Laws of gas. Consider any gas, but with very low density. Then we find practically that there are some definite relationships between thermodynamic state variables, and those relationships are known as laws of gas. They are known as laws of gas. Definite relationships existing between thermodynamic state variables of a system are called laws of gas, which are found to be obeyed practically only for low density. Let us see them one by one. First of all, come on, Boyle's law. See the mathematical form. Here I am writing rho for density, and very low density, at sufficient low density, okay? And you are supposed to keep the temperature constant, and you are talking about fixed quantity of gas, so number of moles of gas is constant. So just define the give the statement of Boyle's law. Very simple. Mathematically you can write P where is 1 upon V. P where is S? 1 upon V. Come on, in words how will you give the statement? Look here. At sufficient low density. Everybody, at sufficient low density. The pressure exerted by given quantity of gas. Fixed amount of gas. At constant temperature. Is inversely proportional to its volume. Volume. Come on, once again. At sufficient low density. Pressure exerted by given amount of gas at constant temperature is inversely proportional to its volume. This very statement is called Boyle's law. P where is 1 upon V. P where is S? Then we go for Charles' law. Come on, V where is ST? What is capital T? Say absolute temperature. You must write in numericals only in Kelvin. I repeat. Come on. At sufficient low density. Volume occupied by given amount of gas. At constant pressure. Is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. This very statement is called Charles' law. And last one, Gay-Lussac's law. Very simple. P where is ST? Say at sufficient low density. Pressure exerted by given amount of gas. Is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. This very statement is called Gay-Lussac's law. Simple. Come on, combine these two. These and this. P where is ST? P where is this? 1 upon V, combine these two. So P where is this? T upon V. Say T upon V. Say T upon V. Remove sign of proportionality, put some proportionality constant capital K. Say T equals to K into T upon V. K into T upon V. Wait. Now this proportionality constant K depends on quantity of gas, which is determined by number of moles of gas. Now K is found to be directly proportional to number of moles of gas. Remove this sign of proportionality, put some proportionality constant capital R. Say capital R. And K equals to R into mu. You can put it here. So K is replaced by R into mu. Just transfer this V here. So P into V equals to mu RT. Everybody, P into V equals to mu RT. P into V equals to mu RT. Come on, this equation is called equation of state. Equation of state. Because it includes thermodynamic state variables like pressure, volume, temperature. Pressure, volume, temperature. These are thermodynamic state variables which are coming here in this equation. That's why this equation is called equation of state. Say equation of state. You know what is capital R? It is called universal gas constant. Universal gas constant. Universal gas constant. Because its value, which is 8.314 joule upon mole into Kelvin, is applicable universally for any type of gas, for any place, any time. Any type of gas, any place, any time. Value of R is this much only constant. It is universally applicable. That's why we call it universal gas constant. Universal gas constant. Universal gas constant. What is the value? 8.314. Say 8.314. Joule upon mole into Kelvin. Joule upon mole into Kelvin. Spelling of mole is MOLE, but in symbol you must write MOL. Spelling of dyne. Dyne is DYNE, but while writing symbol you must write DYNE. That's why. Okay. And why the value is this much, I am showing you. I am showing you, look here. Find out R from here. R will become on PV upon mu T. PV upon mu T. PV upon mu T. You talk about this condition. STP means standardized temperature and pressure. Standardized temperature. At STP, what is pressure? 1 atmosphere. Say 1 atmosphere. But atmosphere is not the SI unit of pressure. SI unit of pressure is Newton upon meter square. Newton upon meter square. Convert from atmosphere to Newton upon meter square. Atmosphere to Newton upon meter square. 1 atmosphere is, remember, 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Newton upon meter square. 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Newton upon meter square. Say Newton upon meter square. What is pressure? Area. And why are you speaking only meter square? Say Newton upon meter square. Then what about temperature? Temperature is melting point of ice, which is 0 degrees centigrade. Say 0 degrees centigrade. And convert degrees centigrade into Kelvin. Add 273. 273. So now it will be 273 Kelvin. Actually here it is 273.15. And here it is 1.01325. 1.01325. But we are writing here approximate values. Approximate values. Now just put all these values here. Come on, you just take 1 mole of any gas at this STP conditions. 1 mole of any gas at STP condition occupy, you know from chemistry, it occupies how many liters? 22.4 liter volume. 22.4 liters. But liter is not the SI unit of volume. SI unit of volume is meter cube. You must convert liter to meter cube. Liter to meter cube. Multiply by 10 so minus 3. Come on, put all these values here. Come on, P is how much? 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Newton upon meter square. What about volume? 22.4 liter. Liter you must convert into meter cube, multiply by 10 raised to minus 3. Number of moles of gas is 1. And what about absolute temperature? 0 plus 273, so it is 273 Kelvin. Simplify. This answer is nearly equal to 8.314. Say 8.314. Joule upon mole into Kelvin. Joule upon mole into Kelvin. Joule upon mole into Kelvin. Wait. Why this much unit? Let us find out unit also. Unit of R. Unit of R from here will be unit of all this. Correct? Come on, unit of pressure, everybody. Unit of volume. Length into breadth into height. Meter into meter into meter. What about mu? Number of moles? Unit is mole. What about absolute temperature? Kelvin. Say meter cube upon meter square. Meter in the numerator. Meter in the numerator. Newton into meter. Say. And Newton into meter is nothing but. Newton into meter is nothing but. So joule upon mole into Kelvin. Everybody. That's why I'm putting here unit joule upon mole into Kelvin. Now onwards, to anybody, if I'm asking what is the value of capital R, you must tell me properly, very promptly, very properly. Come on, 8.314 joule upon mole into Kelvin. 8.314 joule upon mole into Kelvin. Now we go for what is called an ideal gas. And this equation of state is found to be obeyed 100% by one imaginary gas which we consider, which we just imagine. That sort of gas which obeys this equation 100% completely under all circumstances, that sort of gas is known as an ideal gas. And why do we call it an ideal gas? Because it is a gas of our imagination. It does not exist in practice. It does not exist in practice. All the gases which exist surrounding to us and all those gases which we can manufacture in laboratory, they are all called real gases. They are called real gases. They are called real gases. Real gases also obey this equation of state perfectly, but not under all conditions. They obey this equation of state more or less at a high temperature, low pressure. Under the conditions of high temperature, low pressure. So at high temperature and low pressure, at high temperature and low pressure, real gases also behave more or less like a ideal gas. Okay. But that gas which obeys this equation of state 100% completely under all circumstances, it is known as an ideal gas. And this is called equation of state for ideal gas. Equation of state for ideal gas. Equation of state for ideal gas. Fine. What do you mean by Avogadro number? Avogadro number. If you take pressure at STP 1.01 into 10⁵ Newton upon meter square, upon temperature 273 Kelvin, volume if you take of any gas 22.4 liter, then in that much volume we find that number of molecules of any gas at this pressure and this temperature is found to be fixed, and that fixed number is 6.02 into 10⁻23 molecules. That fixed number itself is known as, in the memory of scientist Mr. Avogadro, we call it Avogadro number. We call it Avogadro. And it is to be shown by the symbol 1 mole. Say 1 mole. So number of molecules in 1 mole, it is equal to Avogadro number. It is equal to Avogadro, which is this much, 6.02 into 10⁻23 molecules per mole. Molecules per mole. It is called Avogadro number. We can just show it by symbol Na. Symbol Na. A for Avogadro, N for number. A for Avogadro, N for number. Avogadro number is nothing but number of molecules in 1 mole. Number of molecules in 1 mole. What is mole? Unit of quantity of gas. Unit of quantity of gas. And what is Avogadro number? It is simply a number. It is simply a number. What is the number? 6.02 into 10⁻23. Not necessary that you should just associate that unit with that number only with molecules. Not necessary. You may write this many atoms. This many atoms. It is called 1 mole atoms. It is called 1 mole atoms. You may write this many ions. This many ions. It is called 1 mole ions. 1 mole ions. In short, 1 mole of any type of particle. 1 mole of any type of particle means 6.02 into 10⁻23 particles. Correct? 1 mole molecules, these many molecules. 1 mole atoms, these many atoms. 1 mole ions, these many ions. 1 mole particles, these many particles. 1 mole electrons, these many electrons. Got it? Fine. Now let us find out R upon Na. Say what is the value of R, everybody? 8.314. Say 8.314. What about Na? Avogadro number 6.02 into 10⁻23. Now this upon this, if you find out, answer is 1.38 into 10⁻23. 1.38 into 10⁻23. Wait. What about the unit of this part? Unit of this upon this comes out to be joule upon molecule into Kelvin. Joule upon molecule into Kelvin. What? What is unit of R? What is unit of R? Joule upon. Look here. Joule upon mole into Kelvin. Correct? Joule upon mole into Kelvin. And what about unit of Na? To be written in the denominator. Common unit of Na. That many number of molecules per mole. Per mole. So it is number of molecules per mole. Number of molecules per mole. So it is 1 upon mole. So 1 upon mole, mole will go. Mole will go up. Now tell me. Mole will cancel. Correct? And now this many number of molecules per mole. So you can write here number of molecules. Number of molecules. Correct? Number of molecules. And per mole. Mole are taken in the numerator. Mole getting cancelled. Joule upon molecule into Kelvin. Joule upon molecule. Joule upon molecule into Kelvin. And this much number, this much figure, this is called physical constant. In the memory of scientist Mr. Boltzmann, we have given name to this constant as Boltzmann's constant. Say. Boltzmann's constant. Symbol is Kb. You let B well below K. B for Boltzmann, K for constant. Boltzmann's constant. I have given you the chart. In the chart there is a list of all physical constants which are required in your syllabus. And one of them is this Boltzmann's constant. Boltzmann's constant. Come on, Boltzmann's constant is 1.38 into 10⁻23 joule upon molecule into Kelvin. Joule upon molecule into Kelvin. From here, what you can say about Boltzmann's constant? From here, it is nothing but universal gas constant per one molecule. Universal gas constant per one molecule. Denominator you should take 1. You should take 1. So it is universal gas constant per one molecule. It is called Boltzmann's constant. Come on, Kb is this one 1.38 into 10⁻23 joule upon molecule into Kelvin. Joule upon molecule into Kelvin. Now, what do you mean by molecular weight? Molecular weight. We just show it by symbol m0. It is nothing but mass of 1 mole molecules. Everybody. Mass of 1 mole molecule. Don't say weight. Don't say weight. Though the name is molecular weight, it is in fact not weight. Unit of weight is unit of force. Unit of force is Newton. We don't express it in the unit called Newton. No. It is simply mass only. So better to say mass of 1 mole molecules. Mass of 1 mole molecule. This is called molecular weight. This is called molecular weight. Mass of 1 mole atoms is called atomic weight. It is called atomic weight. Mass of 1 mole ions, it is called ionic weight. It is called ionic weight. Got it? Mass of 1 mole molecules, it is called molecular weight. For 1 molecule, if mass is n, small m, then for 1 mole molecules, you know how many? Equal to Avogadro number. The total mass would be m into Na. It is nothing but mass of 1 mole molecules, which is molecular weight. Molecular weight. Shown by symbol m. Correct? Now find out small m from here. M0 upon Na. M equals to? M0 upon Na. M equals to? M0 upon Na. Mass per 1 molecule. Mass per 1 molecule. Shown by symbol small m. What about total mass of a gas? For 1 mole molecules, come on, what is the mass? M0. Say M0. And for mu moles, the total mass will be multiplied by mu. So it is mu into M0. Mu into M0. Mu into M0 will give you total mass of the gas, that will be capital M. Find out mu from here, it is M upon M0. M upon M0. Similarly, number of molecules in 1 mole, it is equal to Na. Is equal to Na. For such mu number of moles, you should multiply this number by mu. And then you will get total number of molecules in a given quantity of gas, that is the capital N. N equals to mu into Na. N equals to mu into N. N equals to mu into N. Find out mu from here. N upon N. Say N upon N. Two very important formula you must remember for number of moles, will be useful to you many places. Come on. Mu equals to M upon M0. Mu equals to N upon Na. Mu equals to M upon N. Mu equals to N upon N. And then let us obtain some equivalent forms of equation of state for an ideal gas. There are 4 forms which we have to obtain one after another. First is this. This is the main format. Majority of the times we will write this this equation in this format. PV equals to mu RT. PV equals to mu RT. Let us obtain other 3 equivalent forms. I am showing you how to obtain. PV equals to mu RT. PV equals to mu RT. Come on. P into V as it is. What about mu? Mu equals to N upon Na. Mu equals to N upon Na. Mu equals to N upon Na. R into T as it is. Now come on. P into V as it is. N as it is. Find out R upon Na. R upon R upon R upon can be replaced by Kb. Boltzmann constant. Say so R upon Na is nothing but Boltzmann's constant. Kb into T. P into V equals to N kBT. P into V equals to N kBT. P into V equals to N kBT. Transfer this V in the denominator. Correct? So it is now N upon V. Everybody? N upon V. Into Kb into T. What is this N upon V? What is this N upon V? Total number of molecules divided by total volume. Total number of molecules? So it is number of molecules per unit volume. Number of molecules? Per unit volume. Number of molecules? Per unit volume. It is called molecular number density. Molecular number density. Molecular number density shown by symbol small n. So instead of capital N upon capital V, we will write now under small n. Small n. Write it here. Small n. So P equals to N kBT. P equals to N kBT. P equals to N kBT. Don't get confused. Here it is P into V. Here only P. Here it is capital N and here it is small n. Okay. What is small n? Molecular number density. Molecular number density. Fine. PV equals to mu RT again. Come on. Mu. Mu is also equal to M upon M0. Mu is also equal to M upon M0. Mu is also equal to M upon M0. And now tell me. Take this V down. V down. So M upon V. Everybody into RT upon M0. Into RT upon M0. What is this mass upon volume? Mass upon volume is nothing but density of the gas. What is it? Density of the gas. Let it be replaced by rho. So instead of M upon V, I am putting rho. Rho RT upon M0. Rho RT upon M0. Rho RT upon M0. This is the first format. Come on. Number 2, number 3 and number 4. For all the 4 forms of equation of state for ideal gas you are supposed to remember. Okay. Majority of the times we will use this one. Come on. And now we go for Avogadro's hypothesis. Avogadro's hypothesis. If you consider 2 gases, if the pressures are same, volumes are same, and they are kept at same temperature, then you know P is constant, V is constant, T is constant, Boltzmann constant is already constant. So from this equation it is implied that N must be same for both the gases. N must be same for both the gases. N must be same means what? Number of molecules must be same. Must be same. Irrespective of type of gas. Irrespective of type of gas. If any number of gases have same pressure, same volume, same temperature, same pressure, same volume, then for all the gases, remember total number of molecules must be same. Must be same. This fact is known as Avogadro's hypothesis. Avogadro's hypothesis. Avogadro's hypothesis. Read number 1. Illustration number 1. Let us use this last format. P equals to rho RT upon M0. P equals to rho RT upon M0. But what is rho? Density. Density means mass upon volume. You are given everything except mass. Except mass. So make it subject of the equation. M will be P into V into M0 upon RT. P V M0 upon RT. Now just dictate me all the values. Look here. Pressure 1 atm, say 1 atm. But 1 atmosphere is how many Newton upon meter square? 1.01 into 10 raised to wait. 1.01 into 10 raised to 5. Correct? What about volume? Volume they are not given directly. Remember, for any cube or cuboid. For any cube or cuboid. Remember, volume is base area into height. Base area into height. What is base area? Don't say 20 meter square. You must pick the physical value with the proper unit. Unless and until it is unitless. 20 meter square. 20 meter square into height. What is height? So I am writing volume now. Volume is base area into height. Base area is 20 meter square into height is 3 meter. What about M0? This is molecular weight of air. They have given 29 gram per mole. 29 gram. Now gram you must convert into kilogram. 29 upon 1000. 29 upon 1000. 29 upon 1000. So what is it? 0.029. 0.029. Fine. And divided by R into T. What is R value? They have given 8.31. 8.31. What about temperature? Absolute temperature? 27 plus 273. 27 plus 273. So it is 273. Sorry. 27 plus 273 is 300 Kelvin. Say, now you can simplify, find out M in kilogram. Okay, everybody. Don't talk, simply find the answer. First of all, write down. First of all, write down this way, then find down the answer. I want same answer from everybody. 8.5 kilogram. Next. Read now statement 2 to 3 times. Look, again we have to find out mass only. So I just keep all this formula as it is. New values of all this right inside. Okay. Let us place the values one by one. Look here. Pressure 2.5 into 10 raised to 5. Volume 20 liter. 20 liter. Now liter will not do. Liter you must convert into meter cube. Later you must convert into 10 raised to -3. So it is 20 into 10 raised to minus 3. What about molecular weight for oxygen? They given 32 gram per mole. 32 gram will not do. Must come into kilogram. Gram to kilogram. Divide by 1000. Divide by 32 1000. 0.032. Correct? Divided by R. Value for they given 8.31 joule upon mole into Kelvin. Absolute temperature 27 plus 273. So it is 300 Kelvin. 300. You can find out new mass. Unit is kilogram. Find out. 0.064. Perfect. That many kilogram. Fine. No need to find out in gram. They not ask that find out in gram. Okay. They was simply mass of oxygen. That's what we are finding. 0.064 kilogram. Now take care. Take care of one point. Listen. Right now molecular weight is required and they given molecular weight. But in the examination, what they will give? Atomic weight. What they will give? Atomic weight. Then you know how to write oxygen molecule. O2. Say O2. Why you writing O2? Oxygen is diatomic gas. Oxygen is diatomic gas. Each molecule of oxygen gas is made up of 2 atoms. Made up of 2 atoms. So molecular weight is 2 times atomic weight. 2 times atomic weight. If they give atomic weight say 16 gram per mole, then 16 into 2, 32 gram per mole. Say 32 gram. So right now molecular weight is given. Take care of that point. Okay. Next. Look, still the same formula. For a given cylinder, for a given container, volume is constant. Unless and until you change the container, volume will not change. Volume will not change. For a given gas, molecular weight is constant. R is already constant, and they have said that consider temperature to remain constant. So when this everything is constant here except P, then you may write M proportional to P. Come on, M. When M is proportional to P, what does it mean? M1 upon M2. Say M1 upon M2 equals to P1 upon P2. Come on, M1 upon M2 equals to M1 upon M2 equals to what is the first mass? 15 kg. Second mass we have to find out. Come on. First pressure is how much? 1 atmosphere. Second pressure is 1.3 atmosphere. 1.3. Leave them in atmosphere only. Listen. Atmosphere upon atmosphere. Unit will be getting. No need to convert into Newton upon meter square. Whenever there is a ratio, you leave the units as it is. Simplify. Find out value of M2. Value of M2 comes out to be 4.5. How much? 4.5 kilogram. But what have they asked? You read the statement. How much oxygen has been leaked out? So amount of oxygen gas that has escaped the cylinder, it will be initial mass minus final mass. Initial mass minus. So our answer is, look here. Our answer is, look here. Answer is M1 minus M2. Say fine. Initial mass minus final mass. So initial mass was 15. Final mass is 4.5. So mass that has been escaped out of the cylinder, it must be 10.5. Must be. What is written in the textbook? Make correction. Real answer is 10.5. 10.5 kilogram. Write it from here. Write it from the board. Mass of oxygen leaked from the cylinder. It is M1 minus M2. Number 4. Look, you now try to relate mass with temperature. Mass with temperature. I am showing you how to relate it. Look, P equals to rho RT upon M0. What is density? Mass upon volume, correct? Into RT upon M0, right? So now just find out M. M will be how much? P into V into M0 upon RT. You are talking about given classroom. For a given classroom, for a given container, volume is constant. Molecular weight of air is constant. R is constant. They have given pressure to be constant. So when this everything is constant except T here, you can write M is proportional to 1 upon T. M is proportional to, when M is proportional to 1 upon T, come on, M1 upon M2 will be equal to T2 upon T1. Say, fine. M1 upon M2 as it is. But what about first temperature? They have given for winter season, temperature is 7 degrees centigrade, 7 plus 273, 280 Kelvin. What about second temperature? 37 degrees centigrade plus 273, it will be 310 Kelvin. Now this upon this comes out to be 1.107. Okay, transfer this M2 here. So M1 is 1.107 times M2. So mass of given volume of air and at a constant pressure, in winter it is 1.107 times mass of same air in summer. Okay, I know this. Here is the bottle, there is some gas inside, and here is airtight cork, correct? Right now it is airtight. But what we do now, keeping the volume constant, we just try to heat up this bottle. When you heat the bottle, this gas also will be heated up. When gas is heated up at constant volume, you may go for applying Gay-Lussac's law for constant volume. At constant volume, pressure exerted by the gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. As gas is heated more and more, temperature will increase and hence pressure will increase. When pressure on this cork is increasing beyond a certain limit, this cork will be removed. Cork will be removed from the bottle. Okay. So till then, to how much extent should we heat up the gas? The final temperature of the gas we have to find out. We do, because volume has remained constant throughout the process, you may apply Gay-Lussac's law. What is it? P proportional to T. Say. So mathematically, P1 upon P2 equals to T1 upon T2. What is first pressure? First pressure is how much? Here the whole I just changed the order. Earlier fourth sum was not this, sorry. The sum you had written just now, that was sum number 5, correct? Now read number 4. Let me finish this one first. Listen. This is P proportional to T, so P1 upon P2 equals to T1 upon T2. What is P1? First pressure 1 atmosphere. Second pressure 1.3 atmosphere. What about first temperature? 7. No, example number 5 it is 7 degrees centigrade. Okay. Now this is the absolute temperature. So 7 plus 273. 7 plus 280. So we can find out T2. Now T2 comes out to be, T2 comes out to be 364 Kelvin. 364 Kelvin. Wait, this is the final answer. But suppose they ask this final temperature in degrees centigrade. Then, come on, Kelvin to degrees centigrade. Kelvin to? You should subtract 273. When you subtract 273 from this, you will get 91 degrees centigrade. 91, but no need to find out. Okay, you may leave it like this. Write down this. This is sum number 5. Make correction number 3. What you written? M1 upon M2 equals to P1 upon P2. Written? Huh? But how much I had taken? Pressure? Oh, that is wrong. So you make correction. In number 3, in that cylinder problem, in number 3, you just write the way I am speaking now. Everybody, write P1 M1 upon M2 equals to P1 upon P2. M1 upon M2 equals to P1 upon P2. Write M1 15 upon M2. That equals to 10 raised to 7 upon 3 into 10 raised to 6. 10 raised to 7 upon 3 into 10 raised to 6. Written? Okay? And then find out M2 from that. M2 will come out 4.5. M2 will come out 4.5. Okay? Kilogram. And then answer is M1 minus M2. Answer is, I made mistake in the putting the values. Okay? M1 minus M2 is the final answer. That is 15 minus 4.5, 10.5 kilogram. Got it now? See number 6 now. Number volume. Look, PV equals to mu RT. Find out volume V. Then mu RT upon P. What about number of moles? 1. What about value of R? 8.31. What about temperature? 0 plus 273. 0 plus 273. So it is 273 Kelvin. Upon pressure 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Newton upon meter square. And now this answer is 0.0224. This many meter cube. Correct? Now tell me, if I want to transform into liter, not required, but suppose, then 0.0224. Correct? You may write it this way, 22.4 into 10 raised to minus 3. And this many meter cube. But 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube. 10 raised to minus 3 is nothing but 1 liter. So this 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube can be replaced by 1 liter. So it is 22.4 liter. Right. Have you made the correction, everybody? Yes, sir. M1 upon M2 equals to P1 upon P2. What is P1? 10 raised to 7. What is P2? 3 into 10 raised to 6. And from that you will get the value of M1 you can put 15 kilogram. M2 will get how much? 4.5. And mass of oxygen that has already escaped from the cylinder is M1 minus M2. 15 minus 4.5 will give you 10.5 kilogram.